Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nemesis Gaming League. We're back from our holiday break. I hope everybody had a fantastic Christmas, New Year's, Hanukkah, or whatever you happen to celebrate. I hope it was great. I know mine was. And we are back in the Nemesis Gaming League, ready to get back into this Rocket League action. Your boy Psychonautic in the booth, ready to bring it to you, and I'm joined here by Gallium tonight. We are going through the player of the week from week 5, which is what we played before we went into break. But Gallium, how you doing tonight, man?
Oh, I'm doing amazing. Just right back into the swing of things after this felt really long Christmas break. So glad hope everybody had a great Christmas, and I'm ready to get things back swinging, Psycho.
Yes, sir. Okay, well, in the in that mindset, let's go ahead and get things swinging. Let's get into this. We got a couple of week 5. I guess technically we can start in the provisional league. They're on week 3 technically because their first 2 weeks were what's the word I'm looking for? I'm having a blank. Not bye weeks, but they were preseason weeks.
Yeah.
So they're technically in week 3. But we've got a couple of honorable mentions to go through here. We've got, let's see here. Crispy Waves came pretty close to getting player of the week with 357 average score, 1.67 saves. So that's pretty good. Smiler TJE, pretty close up there, 330 average score, 1.22 saves, 1 goal per game. But neither of those guys were good enough to take away the crown. Gallium, who took it in provisional?
In provisional, the man, the myth, the legend, Bradish took home player of the week for week 5, technically week 3. And this Bradish kid, he made All-Star. So he is an All-Star officially, and a very notable name in the provisional league, a name that I think most people know in provisional. He had averaged a score of 352.75 with a 1.13 goals per game. So he was definitely putting the ball in the back of the net, Psycho, and a very good player, earning the provisional player of the week.
Well, congratulations to Bradish. Moving on to the Novice League, couple of honorable mentions from there. My man K-Man from my team, he got pretty close with 421 average score, 1.29 goals per game, and 1.57 goals per game. Dorfin looks like from Aurora is up there with 441 average score and 1.17 saves per game. Septune is another shout out with 452.86 score, 2.43 saves per game, and just under 1 goal per game. Septune, that was a big week, but he was beat out. Gallium, who is the man of the hour in Novice?
The man of the hour in Novice is a name that most people recognize when you hear Novice. It's going to be Dre. Dre, the absolute legend, coming in with 414 score per game with a 1.15 goals per game and 0.83 assists per game. He is a mechanical beast, and he is going to go out on the pitch and put on a show. So whenever the Kiwis are playing, I think you should turn on the TV and watch some Nemesis.
Yes, sir. The Kiwis have been killing it this season for sure. Moving up, we're going to head into the Challenger League. Wait, no, I'm sorry. Into the Prospect League, where a couple of shout-outs from there. MP running big 11 with a 440 average score and a 1.9 saves. Dr. Waffles is a shout-out. Mitso 2 Wash came in real close, but there was only one winner. Who was that?
And this one winner is a man I know personally, and a man who is definitely deserving of it. He's been on the come up in Prospect League, and I expect big things from him in the future. It's going to be Turbo. Turbo, the legend, 386 score per game with a 1.36 goals per game and 0.42 assists per game with a 1.08 saves per game. He is an absolute beast out on the pitch, and one of my favorite players in the Prospect League right now, Psycho.
Yes, sir. He is actually killing it, and he's over in the Gladiators. I was still over there when he came in, and I could tell he was going to do big things, and he is showing off, getting that player of the week. Congratulations to Turbo. Moving up now into the Challenger League, get a couple of shout outs from there. We got Jeffrey up in the mix. I'm Jex. It looks like TDS Richard. I'm not sure who that is. Freezy and Azriel, all some shout outs for people who were in the running for player of the week, but that's only going to go to one person.
This one person, Psycho, it's going to be SpongeBob G. Goober, and a great player who I actually just learned about recently in that Challenger League, and he is popping off 585 score per game with 2.33 goals per game, 1.78 assists per game with 1.33 saves per game. Absolute loot. I mean, he is just crazy, but these stats are out of this world, Psycho.
Yeah, they certainly are, and I don't recognize SpongeBob G. Goober, so I think he might be fairly new around here in Nemesis. If you're not, my bad, I just haven't noticed your name, but you are popping right now, sir. Congratulations on getting that player of the week. Moving on into the rival league, we've got a bunch of names up here that I recognize, people who are just putting in a lot of work, who've always been known for putting in a lot of work on the pitch. Flip 1010 from the Knights. That's a big shout out. Isaac, everybody knows and loves Isaac Just. Big shout out. He almost got it this week. He was really close. 2 money from Bearcats, Gamer Gabe. All these guys put up a lot of numbers, put up a lot of stats, but they did not beat out the man, the myth, the legend. Who was it, Gallium?
It was Pharaoh this week, and representing the Sub-Zero org very well. 406 score per game with a 1.12 goals per game, 0.64 assists per game, and a 1.33 saves per game. Pharaoh is a name well known in Rival League as he's been popping off as recently, and he's an incredible player out there, Psycho, and I'm excited to see more from him in the Rival League.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. I mean, Pharaoh has pretty much made waves in Nemesis since he showed up here, and he hasn't really shown signs of slowing down. He always pops off every season. He has great seasons. But hey, he earned it. Congratulations, Pharaoh, on that. I don't even know how many he has now, but that's got to be like his 4th or his 5th easily. But
Yeah.
anyways, moving up to the Titan League, our last set of players of the week from week 5. Again, this is from the last week that we played before we went to that 3-week break. It was a really long break, but
yeah,
couple of shout outs here. Looks like we got Arrow coming in hot, almost getting it. I'm sorry, not Mitch. Mitch did put up some good numbers, but he didn't play enough matches. Burr with some big numbers. Insanity coming in hot, but none of these guys. And then, I'm going to leave this guy out. Your QRZ. I'm not sure who that is. Looks like he plays for Inferno. Put up some really big numbers this week. But
it's Yerkers. It's hard to pronounce. Yeah.
Okay. But still, none of these guys were able to beat the one who took it away.
And this one is going to be Rec, an absolutely incredible player up in the Titan League, and he plays for the Bananas. And Rec is going to take it home with 427 points per score per game, 1.10 goals per game, 0.3 assists per game, and 1.9 saves per game. Congratulations, Rec. Very well deserved this week. And honestly, Titan League has been popping recently. So, Rec, you definitely deserved it this week because Titan League I've seen a bunch of their clips in the Clips channel. It's been a good week for Titan League. So, yeah, congrats for making it this week, Rec.
Yeah, congrats out to all the players of the week. Some really, really tight races, it looked like, and some people just putting in work. So, happy to see it. Congratulations to everybody that was able to pull that down. And we just had somebody join the booth with us. I guess we did not have anybody join the booth with. Oh, we did. Okay. We are going. That's going to wrap up our player of the week. Sorry about that, folks. That's going to wrap up our player of the week. And we are going to get quite shortly into our first match of the night. We got 3 matches for you lined up tonight. We're starting off in the Challenger League. We've got the Bishops 6-4 going up against the Flame, also 6-4. So this is a big matchup between these guys as we are getting into the second half of our season. Actually, I think we only got about 4 weeks left before we hit the playoffs. So it's getting down to crunch time, Gallium.
It is crunch time indeed. And this is such a huge matchup coming in for both of these teams, who I believe both of them won right before break. So we'll see if that momentum carries over, even though they had that long break. We'll see if their mentals are in the same spot that they were. And I'm just so excited for this game. I will definitely be watching this, cheering on my Firestorm brethren. But I'm also such a huge fan of the Bishops team. I was a fan of them last year and their playoff run, and I expect big things of them.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty hot game for sure. I appreciate you joining me here in the booth, going through this POW or PO Player of the Week with me, Gallium.
Hey, any time, Psycho. It's always a pleasure casting with you.
Most definitely. Well, you have yourself a good night, sir, because me and Mr. Seabiscuit here are going to get into our first matchup tonight. But again, I really appreciate you coming out, and I will see you around the Discord, bud.
All right. See you.
Okay.
And Mr. Seabiscuit, welcome. Thank you for joining me up here in the booth tonight for this challenger matchup. This is a team, or not a team,